back to another episode of Overtime, everybody. My name is Austin Arnold, and we have a fun-packed episode for you today. But let's get to Kent State football. They played Western Michigan over the weekend in a, not a must-win game, but a winnable game, let's just say. Hard game on the road. Let's go ahead and look at that and see how they fared. And with Western Michigan coming off a loss, Kent State coming off a win, this is a huge game for both these teams. But early on, Dustin Crum flashes down 7. He gets a 12-yard touchdown run, puts it at a 7-7 deadlock tie for the Flashes. But Caleb Ellaby was on another level this game. He loads up, takes a deep shot down the left side of the field, hits Jalen Hall for a 68-yard touchdown, puts the Broncos up 17-7. And then Dustin Crum would find Dante Cephas for a nice rendition of Crum and Cephas again. That's 20-14. Western Michigan has the lead at this point in the game, and that was from 16 yards out. Ellaby right here, though, would find Sky Moore skying high over the defender for a Broncos touchdown for 26 yards out, 36-17, Western Michigan. And then Sean Tyler, 64 yards out, extends this Broncos lead to 50-17, and the Broncos were just running full steam ahead this entire game. Kent State could not play catch-up with them. Dustin Crum would find Keyshawn Abram for a 16-yard touchdown, but it was too little too late for the Flashes. 64-31 was the final. After the Broncos steamrolled the Flashes this past weekend, the Flashes will now look ahead this Saturday against their next opponent, the Ohio Bobcats. OU is 1-6 overall this year with a 1-2 record within the conference. Their last 2 games have been decided by 3 points or less, and most recently they just lost to Buffalo in Buffalo 28-27. For Kent State, it's simple. You have to start off great offensively, and then defensively you have to follow up. You can't allow 64 points and expect to win games, and your offense doesn't even equate to 34 points for the game last week. Kent State should be able to win this game. My prediction for Kent State is 38-21. It's a bounce-back win. They'll go to 3-1 in the conference, assuming they win, and then they'll go to 4-4 on the year. You can find this game on ESPN Plus at 1 p.m. on Saturday. And for Kent State, this is a must-win game to get their chances of the MAC championship game to fruition.
Ladies and gentlemen, please do not forget about the Friday night lights. Week 9's in the books. Week 10 on the way, the last game before playoffs. Let's go to our high school game of the week to get caught up.
And we get to Kent Roosevelt for that action. Josiah Blanker on this play, he'll get the handoff and he will go 20-plus yards for a touchdown to put Revere up early. And this was just Revere's game from the starting possession. Luke Ferris, quarterback for the Minutemen, he will find his guy Cole Brownlee for a touchdown to extend their lead. But a good defensive play by Nathan Fletcher for the Rough Riders. He breaks this pass up to prevent another Minutemen touchdown. And then a high snap, unfortunately, turned into a safety. 22-0, Kent Roosevelt gets the loss against Revere. And here's some high school football scores from over the weekend, or last week, however we want to call it. Woodridge with the upset win over Streetsboro, 35-21. Ravenna beat Springfield 50-7. Garfield beat Brookfield 31-17. And Matthews beat Windham 42-0. It's hard not to get excited about football in the fall, as we all do. But let's not forget about some of our other sports like women's soccer. Let's go ahead and check out how they did this past week.
The Kent State women's soccer team kept their win streak alive on Senior Day Sunday with a 3-0 win over the Ball State Cardinals. This improved the Golden Flashes' record to 10-4-1 on the season and 6-1-1 in the MAC, tied for second and only a game behind first place. The Flashes look to continue this dominant role with 2 games this week, starting at home against Central Michigan this evening at 7 and traveling to Ypsilanti on Sunday for a matchup with the Eastern Michigan Eagles. They'll wrap up the regular season play next Thursday at Ohio University in preparation for the MAC tournament.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the week again. Got to call it a wrap for this week's episode of Overtime. Tune back in next week for more action-packed Kent State and local athletics coverage. From Austin Arnold, I'm Ben McMillen. Let's go get to work on putting this episode together.